The moment that they were able to find out that they were alive, they started the recovery operation. But the recovery operation still took about 2 months for the drill to reach the level about 700 meters below the surface. Pagkatapos, after that, the recovery still was something very complicated because after drilling up to the level where they were, they still had to decide whether that capsule would be able to make it. Until now, the recovery still continues.
And tapos na sir, this morning.
This morning.
This morning, about 9.
Natapos na 33.
Sir, the bottom line is, they may be two different.
The bottom line is that first, very controlled yung ano nila, no, yung situation. And it is a crisis that unraveled on a slow motion basis. You did not have to make a decision on a minute-by-minute basis. It was more of a technological crisis because the question was, do they have the technology to drill up to 700 meters below?
Sir, but you know, di ba, I mean,
Pero yung technology yan, siyempre, meron mga engineers pag-aral. Pag nag-bore ka dyan, what is going to happen? Will that result in the collapse of the area where they are?
Sir, but it was a slow process that evolved, but it showed leadership also. And the fact that you have a different crisis situation, how should anyone, from the president down to whether it's an evolving crisis or a crisis that needed immediate action, how should the leadership really respond in a situation?
By the way, let's look at another crisis, the Gulf spill, the oil spill in the Gulf. It took President Obama about 2 weeks to respond. And until now, it's being criticized, and I think that's going to be a major factor in the November elections.
The midterm.
Yeah. So that's another example. In the case of the Mexico Gulf oil spill crisis, apparently the White House did not see it immediately as an evolving crisis.
So overall,
they look at it as a minor oil spill until it was too late.
Sir, so overall you would say the president did well in dealing with the crisis, managing it, and finally coming out with a report to resolve once and for all.
In the case of the Chile crisis, the president of Chile,
sir.
Yeah, no, it was Chile. The president of Chile had all the time to meet with this crisis team, all the time to look at the engineering aspect of it, the technical aspect of it, and make very sound decisions. In the case of the hostage crisis, there is a crisis committee below the level of the president because the president did not have to intervene to mobilize the forces. But in the case of the Chile crisis, the president had to be there to mobilize the very important resources that were needed to rescue those people.
Thank you, sir.
Last question.
We adopt the technology. I was monitoring the rescue operation. Since we are prone to such disaster, it will be practical for the government to adopt the technology applied by Chilean engineers.
Wala tayong ganyang klaseng mining technology. What we're using for copper mines are the open pit mines. Ito, they're boring 700 meters below ground. So I don't think we're using that kind of technology. Pero possible na yung mga tunnels, merong magkukulapse na ganyan, no? Like in Benguet, where an emergency drill may have to be necessary. Like what happened in southern Leyte, yung nag-collapse. But there was no way of determining whether those people below were still alive. And afterwards, they just gave up because the technology wasn't available. We asked the help of, I think, the U.S. Navy, but apparently the decision was there was no way that they could extricate the people there. By the way, that was in the previous administration, during the time of Secretary Reyes as DNR Secretary.
At pinapasalamatan natin si Congressman Golez sa pagdala sa amin sa umaga. Sa ating lahat, maraming salamat po. Pagdala.
Thank you.